I've dedicated a lifetime to semiotics, let's say to science studies, to science and language, because we're talking about, when you talk about science and language, we're talking about life. We're talking about life in all its forms. I obviously am interested in a given field, sphere, let's call it very generally anthroposemiosis, the anthroposphere, certain aspects, or the anthroposphere seen from a given point of view, which is language, meaning making processes, interpretation, the human relationship, etc. But semiotics, right? Semiotics, the general science of signs, as we practice it at the University of Bari, is largely influenced also by figures of the sorts of Thomas Semiotics and his global semiotics. Now, what Semiotics does is very interesting, because he goes beyond talking about the study of signs and language in the human world. He goes beyond the limits of linguistics and reconnects science studies to its ancient origins, or a possible departure point, which is semiotics, medical, today you'd call it symptomatology. It's medical semiotics with figures like Hippocrates and Galen, right? So semiotica, we're extending the concept of sign, and in fact he says where there is life there are signs. This is an attribute of life, the fact that we have signs and semiosis. So where there is life there are signs. We don't know whether necessarily where there are signs, whether signs can continue beyond life. That's another issue that can certainly be discussed. But where there is life, there are signs. And the first semioticians were, or the first semioticians to systematize, let's say, semiotics in a certain sense, are the physicians, who look at a specific type of sign, which is the symptom, right? Symptom. There are developments through the centuries. Semiotics, semiotica passes through, transits through philosophical discourse with John Locke, for example, then Peirce. These are main points of reference for us. And then in Bari, of course, with Augusto Ponzio, Bakhtin, and the relationship between Bakhtin and Peirce is fundamental. I also contribute with my studies on Semiotics and these figures, and then introducing Victoria Welby, for example. Anyway, what do we do in Bari? If semiotics, symptomatology, looks at signs in a very broad sense, contextualizing, therefore, giving the context for the signs that we're specialized in, the signs of human life, even more specialized, the signs of human social life, even more specialized, the signs of human social life as it finds expression through language. Not language as modelling, which we were talking about the other day, but language for communication, the various different forms of language for communication, verbal and non-verbal. So we have this larger context for the signs that we are specialising in. The life is the context of life, and this is important because we need to show how signs are interconnected. The health of all signs depend upon each other, and it's in that condition of interconnectivity that we are able to evidence the singularity of each one, of each form of expression, right? So we go a step further with respect to semiotics and taking the lesson from semiotics that looks at symptoms. We shift the E in semiotics ahead and talk about semioethics, introducing the concept of semioethics.